My problematic is the following one: how does the overall portrait correspond to a Gothic tale? To begin with, we will consider the importance of the staging of the tale, or the settings, before looking at the characters of the story to finally approach Poe's writing. First of all, the place where the scene takes place is very important because it is part of a Gothic atmosphere. Indeed, it has been freshly abandoned by a mysterious person who even later turns out to be a psychopathic painter and a murderer. This castle is located in the Italian forest and is visibly lost, isolated. It is also very large because the narrator explained that he had chosen one room among many others. Finally, arriving in the middle of the night in this latter is all the more frightening because you can't see everything, and imagination can lead us to imagine extravagant and above all frightening facts. On the other hand, the decoration of the castle is very rich and everything seems to have been left in place as if its inhabitant had in fact never left. Indeed, even the simplest room is adorned with numerous paintings, which is not so sober in the end. Finally, we can say that Poe's staging makes the reader uncomfortable in a kind of permanent confusion, which makes him feel threatened and frightened. Secondly, the characters in this tale are also quite disturbing. We know that the narrator has been injured and that his servant Pedro accompanied him. It is thanks to him that they were able to enter in this supposedly abandoned castle, so that he could rest quietly during the night. From the beginning, Poe maintains a veil of mystery over his characters, since we do not know where they come from, why they are in the forest in the middle of the night, or why the narrator is injured. On the other hand, the narrator is not really reliable, as I have just said before, since he says it is possible he may have lost his head because of his wound. This contributes, once again, to Poe's lack of clarity, because even after this revelation, the author continues to make the injured person speak, as if he were credible and sure. This is obviously not the case. Pedro, on the other hand, is a secondary character who is not really important in this story, but he reminds us, as many other Gothic tales, of the importance of the different social classes. Without the narrator, he would not have had a job, and without him, the narrator would not have been able to find shelter. However, what is really frightening in Poe is Poe's ability to mix real characters in the story with others that are not playing in the present moment. Indeed, the portrait of the girl seems alive, but she seems as alive in the way Poe tells the story of her death. Thus, present and past are mixed, just as reality and fiction are mixed. Thirdly, the intervention of the book describing and analyzing the work within Poe's work is completely creepy. On the one hand, because we do not know if at least one of the story is real, and on the other hand, because they are both very spooky and related to death and madness. The narrator may be subject to madness because he is injured, which could lead him to death, while in the book, the young bride dies because of the madness of her husband, the painter. On the other hand, a mystery hovers over the mysterious appearance of this book, and the fact that the narrator saw the portrait when he was just supposed to sleep in this room. These two coincidences lead us to think that they are not, but rather that supernatural forces have allowed things to happen in this way. To conclude, the overall portrait is a tale full of suspense and mystery, in which Poe brings in the character, the decorations, the staging, and uses an even scarier work than the tale with by the reader, in order to scare him. Even if it's difficult to really know the moral that Poe wanted to convey to the readers, it is perhaps to remind us that love can kill if one is too passionate and sacrifices oneself for the other, forgetting one's own well-being.